In this video, I'll show how to import pre-existing segmentation data into ProSurgical using the AMOS 2022 dataset as an example. This is a multi-organ segmentation dataset provided by the Grand Challenge website, as you can see here. This dataset includes organ segmentations for 15 different organs for the human body for several hundred patients. I've already downloaded the data and extracted it into these folders here. This folder here is the training scans that are provided for the dataset. This folder here is the segmentation labels for the 15 organs that are provided. And in this case, these are the testing images for evaluation if you train a machine learning algorithm gets this dataset. If we open one of the original scans, we can take a look at it here. This is without the segmentation information loaded for this particular patient. So the goal with this video is to load the label volumes that are provided with this into ProSurgical so that we can work with the segmentations. If I switch to the segmentation tab and I want to do a batch operation for the hundreds of scans that are provided, I can search for all of my scans and images by putting the folder in here. These files are nifty.gzs, so I can look for that file type here. This will find all of those files and list them. And then if I need to do the same thing for the label volumes, I can find that folder here and select the same type. Now I have both the label and the scans loaded, the scan and the label loaded here. And we recommend doing a test import for one scan first to get started. So let's test that here. So importing the selected scans here. This is done. So now if I go back to the patient folder here, I can load that first scan and review the results. And if I take a look at this, you can see that the segmentations have been imported. However, in this case, it's actually flipped across the x-axis. This is because the patient scan indicates an affine transformation to flip the x and y axis, whereas the segmentation label file does not include that same transformation. This shows an error in the importing process. So what we need to do in the importing process is indicate that we want to flip or reflect the x-axis in this case. So if we rerun this process to re-import the scan and then review the results, we again see the segmentations are imported, and now you can see that they're actually aligned properly to the patient. If I click on the different organs over here, it will snap to each of those individual organs. So now that we've validated the settings for the importing process, we can go ahead and import for all of the scans. And so we want to have the x-axis reflection performed, and then we can do import all here, and this will load and import each of the files into ProSurgical. And what's happening here is if you review your folder that contains your files, it's creating a proseg file for each of your scans next to or beside that file within your hard drive.